Next up, we have Rocket pre-console mix from the Crash Bandicoot 2 soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord channel, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers, updated disclaimers showing on your screen, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's see what we got. Rocket, let's go. I never played Crash Bandicoot, because of course I didn't. Corby, welcome today, and W147, welcome, how you doing? Okay, so I never played Crash Bandicoot. I was a Nintendo kid growing up, so I didn't get the chance to play this one. I was not expecting a soundtrack as elaborate as this. So, we start, of course, with an orchestra. We have an orchestra going on. In this one, this is an orchestral arrangement of the music piece that we have. And we are starting with quite a few elements already. That's why, like, usually we wait like 7, 8, maybe 10 seconds. Now I had to wait 4. Because we start with, first off, the violins being these ones over here, the smallest ones of the viol family, and we are having them playing our motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from, and then they are doing it in what is called pizzicato. Pizzicato is when you take a bowed instrument, such as a violin. You can see here that they're playing it with a bow, and instead of playing it with the bow, you pluck the string instead. Given the structure of a violin and the other viol instruments, as you can see, unlike a guitar or bass or any other string instruments, these ones have this little bridge over here, and what that does is that it pushes the strings upward, and it prevents the strings from vibrating too freely the way that that you would in a guitar or something like that. I think this is a 5-string violin, but same point stands, right? So we're having our violins doing pizzicato, and then if the opposite of pizzicato would be arco. Arco would be to play with the bow. So this is the first one. Yeah, this is the first one of the day. So yeah, we're having that one. Then we have a harp, one of these beautiful instruments over here, giving us some arpeggios. Sorry, we have an Italian in the chat. Arpeggios. Right, so arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time, which makes your chords a little bit more melodic, right? So, let's say, for example, here is C major, and here it is arpeggiated, right? So you can really make this, and the violins, the motif right now in the violins, I think that is also being arpeggiated. So with that, let's see. Let me go back a second, because there was a transition. We also have some percussion giving us a little bit of beat. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so I was wrong about the motif. The violins are not playing the motif, they are playing the accompaniment. Accompaniment being the backing track, whatever is not your lead, right? Whatever doesn't have the spotlight. We have so many things. We now have a glockenspiel. Glockenspiel doubling the violins. Glockenspiel being this very lovely, one of the smaller mallet instruments that exists. This one is like a miniature xylophone, basically. And doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. A glockenspiel is something that you would see in the percussion section, as you can see in this picture over here. We have a xylophone over here, and the glockenspiel would be probably maybe about a third of the size of this one. It's a very tiny instrument, but it gives you that very lovely chimey sound. We bring in some sort of flute, giving us our actual initial motif. Let me hear where this goes. Okay, so it sounds, so this instrument sounds like a combination of an ocarina, flute, and a theremin. That's what it sounds to me. Like we're mixing the sound of all three. A theremin, theremin, of course, being one of the more fascinating instruments out there because it's an instrument that you play by not touching. It's these. I think they work with. I think it's radio waves or something like that that they emit over here, and as you point your as you disrupt the signal, it creates a sound, and then an ocarina, which is these lovely instruments over here, of course, made very nice, popular by The Legend of Zelda, right? Theremins are super cool. Theremins are super cool, so I'm thinking we're having some sort of combination over here of all three sounds, probably processed through a synthesizer as well, giving us this really, really interesting sound for this instrument. Of course, I do know a little bit about Crash Bandicoot, and I know that the bad guy or the antagonist is kind of like a scientist, like a mad scientist kind of thing. So happens in outer space. I can see the use of the theremin for that context. Okay, so it is. I was gonna say like this is going to be something that represents some sort of technological thing. You will very often hear this kind of theremin-esque synths being or synths even being used with that kind of tone in particular for this. By the way, when you do this, you are engaging in orchestration or instrumentation, or in some cases, you can even call it sound design, or sound, or even audio design. This is when you really start getting into the nitty-gritty. You're basically inventing new combinations of instruments, and with those combinations you end up with a very unique sound. Like, for example, there's a combination of instruments in your orchestra that you can do. I believe it was if you had the French horns, clarinets, oboes, and flutes playing their melodies with each of them in a particular side of the registry, you could emulate the sound of a pipe organ. Like that's the kind of thing that you can do. I think it was that. It was one of these combinations of the people sitting in these chairs. Basically, that if you put them in a particular set in their range, and each of them playing a certain portion, you can emulate the sound of a pipe organ, even though you don't have one. So there's a lot of really, really cool sounds that you can get in an orchestra or sound design, that kind of stuff, and that's what we're getting. Of course, if we go back a couple of seconds, you will hear that the melody, that the chords didn't change. We're just going from one chord to another chord, engaging in our chord progression. Let's see where this goes. There you go. Now we have another synth giving us variation of this. Man. So yeah, this is super intricate. Okay, so we are also bringing in the cellos over here, playing with the bows and arpeggiating their own chords. There's just so much going on. Of course, a lot of the percussion right now is mainly the timpani. These drums over here, with a percussion player playing some cymbals, and there's a couple of other drums being doubled there. I think they have a bass drum there playing not too loud, giving us that bum bum kind of thing, and then the double basses are being doubled with those drums, giving us that bass line over there. And now we're cycling back and forth between the instruments. Rayleigh, welcome today. How you doing? Let's see where this goes. Flute. Oh, we're finally bringing the violin playing arco. New variation of the motif now being played in flutes. Very much engaging in a lot of neighboring tones for this one. So, when you're making melodies, there's the study of melodies, of course, being counterpoint, being the study of how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of one or more, or two or more melodies. But you can also have the study within a single melody, and in that comes the idea of crafting melodies, right? And when you craft melodies, there's something called non-chord tones and chord tones, right? The idea is pretty simple. Chord tones are the notes that you are playing in your melody that belong to the chord that you are playing at any given time. Chord being kind of like a vertical collection of notes that you're using. For example, let's say we take the scale of C major, right? So C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, then loops back to C in your octave, right? And the way chords work is that you stack thirds. And how do you count thirds? You have the note that you want to start your chord in, you skip the second one, you get your third. Then you grab that one, skip the second one, you get the third. So then you get the first note, which is called the root, then you get your third, and the third of the third in relation to the root is the fifth. So you get root, third, and fifth, and you get a chord. In the case of C, the root chord, the one chord in C is C major. So if in my melody I have C, E, or G, then any of those will be chord tones. And every other note outside of those, so if I play D, F, A, or B, then those will be non-chord tones. However, the structure of non-chord tones is where it gets really, really, really complicated. Because then you can have, okay, let's say I have this chord over here, the C is playing very, very nicely, and I want to make a melody. I could just arpeggiate C major. That's, you know, kind of like a trumpet kind of thing. You get those, that you've heard a bunch of melodies like this. But then if I want to make the melody a little bit more interesting, I'm going to start adding non-chord tones. That kind of thing. That was nearly Erika. Is because Erika is a super simple arpeggiation. Like, it's like Kanye West wanting to trademark the chord of E minor. It's one of those things that, yeah, it's one of the simplest types of melodies that exist. It's not my fault that it was done by people like that. So yeah, and one of the types of non-chord tones that you have are neighboring tones. Neighboring tones is when you take a melody with the first and third note being the same one, let's say C, and then the note in between is going to be the note immediately above or immediately below. So in the case of C, we have D or B. So if we were to play C, then upper neighboring tone would be C, D, C. Lower neighboring tone, C, B, C. And you can play them as non-chord tones, right? That's a single neighboring tone, and then double neighboring tone is when you play both of them. You can do upper lower or lower upper. So we're having that, and right now with the flutes we are doing a lot of neighboring tones, which could also be what we call a trill. Trills in music is when you play two notes in quick succession, one after the other, which gives you kind of like this weird quantum state. I don't think they are trills. I think they're neighboring tones. But yeah, we're having that. IDK, welcome today. How you doing? And yeah, with that, let's see where it goes. Let's just see where it goes. Very lovely. Okay, so now we're having... So yeah, we're bringing in these melodies doing their things. We're having these violins now doing some tremolo. Tremolo in music is when you play, basically you roll the R when playing, right? We're having that, so if I were to do a tremolo at the piano, it's pretty difficult to do tremolo at the piano. That kind of thing. In violin and guitar is a lot easier. Pork chops, welcome today. Thank you, appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a happy Friday, blessed Friday. So yeah, yeah, like I'm not very good at piano, but yeah, it's basically rolling your R's. So it's basically rolling your R's. We're having that in the violins, giving us that very high thing up there. Then we are starting to do an accelerando. Accelerando means that you are speeding up, that everybody is speeding up. And I love how yesterday we had our retardando and now we have an accelerando. Because the opposite of accelerando is a retardando. Abbreviated as RIT, well, accelerando is ACC, right? We're having these happening over here. Oh, that was my computer. So yeah, we're speeding up, we're bringing a bit more percussion. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we bring back the, like, ocarina theremin? I'm gonna call it that, ocarina theremin. Alright, we bring in the violins, giving us a... Okay, so now we bring the violins here. We are now doing an arco version of the motif, of the melody. We're doubling it again with the glockenspiel. We're having the flute engaging over there, a little bit further in the back, engaging at a little bit of a counterpoint, some counter melodies over there, just to add a little bit more spice to what is going on. Things are speeding up. Let's see where it goes. And we have a drum set now. There we go. Flute solo. Back to the, that's like a second version of the ocarina theremin. Like, it's not quite the same as the first melody, but it is kind of along the same veins. But now we've swapped the ensemble from the orchestra to now kind of like a rock band with a flute. And whatever this, like, alien instrument is. Really cool. Let's see where it goes. Pizzicato once again. Pizzicato being doubled by a clarinet. We have the clarinets doing the same melody, and now we're exploring this other version of the melody. The bass is very nice. It's very, very nice bass line there. Not walking bass, but it's got a nice pace along with the drums. The drums, I guess it's like an older sample of drums, so it's always sad when you can't use too high quality drums. But for what this is, it's pretty good. Let's see where it goes. Now we have... Okay, so now we have the violins continuing with the melody. By the way, the violins have gone from doing pizzicato to doing staccato. Staccato is, of course, short bursts of music. Very nice, very quick. Basically, you can hear it in the violins. It would kind of like, you know, very, very, kind of like dropping, like droplets kind of thing. Then we are having the theremin ocarina thing doing an elongated version of one of the melodies. Elongation is when you slow one element down while everything else stays the same. Again, accelerando is when everything speeds up. Accelerando. Then reduction is when you speed up one element within the whole. Then we have elongation is when you do that with a single element, and retardando is when you do it to the whole ensemble. So retardando, the whole ensemble slows down. Elongation, one part does a slower version of something. Accelerando means the whole ensemble speeds up. Reduction is when one part speeds up. And Extreme Tour, welcome today. How you doing? And French guy, welcome today. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, we're having that. And yes, the rating here is kids to adults. Back when ESRB was trying to get their shit together in ratings. Yes, the names appear green there because they're members. And Extreme, thank you for the $2. Appreciate it, man. So, once that finished playing, I need to update these. I need to update these audio samples. So yeah, let's see where this goes. So yeah, you can hear the ocarina theremin. Slower. Ooh. Okay, so we have a quick break over here with what sounds to be a synth and a flute, giving us some very, very lovely runs. A run in music is when you play a series, a scale fast, like it's that. We're doing some runs. So we're having that. Let me go back a couple of seconds because there was another change. Again, the elongated version. And now we are engaging in a call and response. So now we are bringing a more meta sense. We're having two very distinct sub-ensembles in our music over here. Ensemble, of course, is just the group of musicians. Any group of musicians more than two or more than a solo act would be an ensemble. So that includes duets, duos, trios, quartets, quintets, all the way to like multiple orchestras. They're all ensembles. And right now what we're seeing is the ensemble kind of split in a couple. One of them being the ocarina theremin thing that we're having, doing the elongation, doing the call, which, you know, call and response is a musical conversation. And then we are bringing the very, very fast flute and keyboard, I think it is, giving us our response, giving us this really interesting clash between two diametrically opposed rhythms. Let's see where this goes. Harp doing a glissando, very nice. Okay, we're back, and we're cycling through the instruments. Glockenspiel, violins doing those tremos. Violins doing those run time. Going back to this. Call and response, same thing as before. Violins giving us another phrase over here, a little bit of syncopation, and variation with the pizzicato. Interesting one. Bit of the cellos there doing a doubling temporarily, and there we go. So we bring back a couple of more instruments, we do a quick build up, and we leave it in a way so that it can loop. It can loop or it can lead into the next piece. And there you have it. Man, that was a lot more intricate than I was expecting. That was insanely intricate. Like, it would probably take me a while to figure out the full instrumentation. Like, especially the theremin thing, that would probably take me a while. I mean, it was likely it was digital, obviously. So it was like string orchestra, flute, oboe, timpani, a couple of percussions, harp, and then the ocarina theremin thing, a drum kit, and an electric bass. I think we did have a couple of moments with some brass, but in general, straightforward ensemble, really insane use of orchestration. So yeah, there you don't get whimsical stuff too much, not really, no, and it's really cool to see. So there you have it. That was Rock It from the Crash Bandicoot 2 soundtrack. It ends where it loops, but the loop isn't the start. Yeah, so it's probably conditional so that it loops somewhere else. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, it doesn't loop right at the beginning, but it's going to have another area where it can loop, which happens a lot in video game music. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. That's right, we have a Discord linked in the description. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it is the videos going, the streams going live, the videos going up on the YouTube channels, or any announcements, updates, projects that I'm working on coming out, stuff like that, anything like that. Everything gets announced there first. So link in the description, go join the community. Also, make sure that you share these videos with everybody that you know, with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also, use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, linked in the description. Once again, join the Discord for that kind of stuff. Artists, on YouTube or otherwise, musicians, this is an open invitation. Let's work together. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects, whether that is my my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know. Let's Let's work together. Let's make stuff. And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that could benefit from any of my skills, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Be cool about things. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request songs if you're not in the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on how to request. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you live in Drinkwater and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch. They're both linked in the description, and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen, recorded live during the main streams after show, and then the recordings go there. Linked in the description, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. Rock it. Crash Bandicoot 2. Really good stuff, dude. Really, Naughty Dog has come a very different way since. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.